Hello everybody and welcome back to SAR11 Universe. My name is Jitch. This is ECW coming from Australia apparently.
Approaching the ring from Hollywood, California, weighing 223 pounds, Dolph Ziggler.
So we got Dolph Ziggler in competition first up here on ECW. And speaking of ECW, we have got some big news regarding it. This comes from the SAR11 chairman, the mystery investor, MVP. No, I don't actually have a guy who's in charge as the character. As you've seen on Raw, Mr. McMahon is the Raw general manager. So, kind of can't really say he's the chairman, can we? I don't really want a McMahon in charge of the whole damn thing, but whatever. The chairman of the business has stated that some big news regarding ECW is that he is sorry to say, coming the night of Extreme Rules, there will no longer be an ECW after that event. More to come once they're done introducing. Really need to change that. It's not supposed to be the superstar. Can't remember what it's supposed to be, but it's not supposed to be the superstar. We've got Nemesis coming up to face off against Dolph Ziggler. He aligned himself with Vance Archer last week on ECW. So it should be interesting to see what the future may hold for these two. But yes, in regards to ECW, there will no longer be ECW after, I think it's late April, I believe that would be. As we move on to the new season of this universe, WB12, ECW will be done away with and it will be replaced with NXT, which of course is to represent the next stars, the up-and-comers of this business. And that won't be unknown faces, it'll be all the same familiar faces that you'd regularly see on ECW. People like Nemesis, people like Primo, people like Ezekiel Jackson. They'll still have their home. It's just going to be a different arena, a different name, same kind of concept. And the ECW Championship, although the brand will no longer be called ECW, will still remain. There will still be an ECW Championship defended on NXT. As odd as that sounds to say. Right now we're focusing on Dolph Ziggler versus Nemesis kicking off this episode of ECW. Kind of sad to say this will be one of the last. Basically that means we've got 5 more episodes of ECW after this. And then once the new season kicks in, we say goodbye to this brand. But not its championship. The ECW Championship will live on.
Just trying to goad his opponent into making a mistake here. Uh-oh.
Trying to remember which games controls this have. Been playing a few wrestling games and I'm just struggling to get used to them. That's not right. There we go. Nemesis so far got a 1-0 record. Beat Primo in his debut match. Dolph Ziggler on the other hand, not the most favorable record, but a very underappreciated star, says a lot of people. We'll see what he can do. We've also got a big open challenge as our main event tonight. It's been confirmed that it will be a cross-brand superstar accepting. Someone from SmackDown will be facing off against the ECW champion Ezekiel Jackson as he looks to try and defeat the man, the master of the open challenge, and punch his ticket to WrestleMania with an ECW Championship opportunity. So it'll be very interesting to see if this SmackDown superstar is able to get the job done. We've got a match coming up from Raw, though, up next. Should be interesting to see who's pitted against who. I think it's high time that we saw Chavo Guerrero in action. Again. Guy needs to get some more momentum in his corner if he wants to go to WrestleMania with that Cruiserweight title opportunity and actually go somewhere.
Ziggler has the headlock. Ziggler has a very high IQ. He has a pre-law background from Kent State. So you know with that background, he's
Nemesis able to put up a pretty good fight against Dolph Ziggler so far. This has been a nice competitive matchup, something that I think Ziggler will always be known for.
neither one of these superstars can afford to give their opponent the upper hand.
Highly talented superstar.
Playing mind games. Yeah, a little intimidation there.
Really? I didn't realize that you only had to press L2 for that. I thought it was L2 and R2 to drag. Whoops. I've been doing it wrong all these years. What is R2 then? Just nothing? Yeah, it's always just been L2 I was supposed to be pressing. How weird.
And there's more damage to the abdomen. That has to make it incredibly difficult to breathe.
Ziggler trying to remain on the offense.
Ziggler controlling the arm.
It's not working out entirely well in his favor.
A little showboating going on here. Ziggler controlling the head. Dolph
Once
Ziggler
again with the slam.
well-rounded match.
Nemesis not looking too good right now, to be honest. Not really seeing any signs from Vance Archer, who I kind of expected to be in Nemesis's corner after their little allegiance last week, but perhaps that alliance is already over.
Everything that's transpired thus far, it's been so physical. Incredible.
Heads up move by Dolph Ziggler. There he is. Wow, must have heard me.
I don't like the looks of this. Look at the athleticism on display there. Oh, mama.
Dolph with a sleeper hold locked in. Gonna try and make Nemesis tap out. I didn't even realize Dolph did a sleeper hold and Nemesis is tapping. But the referee didn't see it.
And again he exits the ring. Oh,
Well, Dolph Ziggler obviously not taking too kindly to that one. This is not the way that I think Dolph wanted things to go down here. He had clearly won that match.
has the arm. He's in big trouble. Oh my, just raw, unmitigated.
And this has now become 2-on-1 in the entryway between Dolph Ziggler and the combination of Archer and Nemesis. Quite a size difference between Archer and the rest of the guys in this match.
Squeezing down on the head. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Dolph walking with a little bit of a limp.
Ziggler with a nice mat-based attack there. His ground game takes a toll on you both mentally and physically. That'll cause some damage.
Nice big elbow drop gets the job done, perhaps. Dolph! Look at this! I guess the referee either saw it or he's just mad about something. Who even knows?
And a shot to the solar plexus. He's taking out the trash. This has been a war.
This is really a 2-on-1 match at this point.
There's the suplex.
Dolph Ziggler has been sure to keep his eyes on Vance Archer.
And again, the mind games played. And this plan appears to have backfired.
Oh, Archer getting the hell out of there. Well, it looks like for the second week in a row, Archer and Nemesis's plans may not have entirely worked out. Yeah, things... Oh, I don't know, actually. Now I say that, I was about to agree with myself, and then I looked over and realized that Dolph Ziggler wasn't looking too good. But actually, that quick crash and burn might have been enough.
And the taunting continues.
Nemesis might be considering getting counted out.
Oh, after that,
At least he should have considered it.
Dolph.
This ain't going down too well now. Dolph!
Incredible move by Ziggler.
And once again, going for that sleeper hold. He made Nemesis tap out earlier. Referee didn't see it. This time, sees it clear as day. And Dolph Ziggler able to pick up a victory. Justice is served. Whether Nemesis and Archer like it or not. The right man won in the end. Dolph Ziggler. So Dolph Ziggler picks up a victory for the first time in a long time, if ever actually, come to mention it. I'm not sure this guy's ever won a match. And it's time to quickly get our answer. So allow me. Dolph Ziggler. This is his first ever win. 4 losses and now 1 win. This also, of course, hands Nemesis his first loss as well, but that's not quite as big of a deal because, admittedly, Nemesis is, he was 1-0. Now he's 1-1. But Dolph Ziggler getting his first victory here tonight against all odds. Could this be the start of a nice uprising for Dolph? We'll find out, won't we? Well, recently found fan favorite Chavo Guerrero looks to pick up his 2nd ever victory in this one.
Approaching the ring from El Paso, Texas, weighing 215 pounds, Chavo Guerrero.
I believe they were the finalists in the Cruiserweight Contenders matchup. They are going to go one-on-one once again here on ECW. This time, both at 100% rather than just the finalist Chavo Guerrero. No, neither of them are actually 100%. Kind of mentioned, I don't know why I said that. But Chavo Guerrero going to go one-on-one with Matt Hardy, who was the other finalist in the Contenders elimination match from a couple weeks ago. Chavo Guerrero looking to pick up his 2nd ever victory, which will put him at a 2-4 record, whilst Matt Hardy, well, I'll put it this way, if he doesn't win this one, it will be his 10th loss. However, if he does win it, it'll be his 3rd ever victory. Matt Hardy has been in aggressive pursuit of the Cruiserweight Championship and has been told that due to Chavo's background, if Matt Hardy is to win this match, he will be added to the Cruiserweight Championship match at WrestleMania. So pretty high stakes for Matt Hardy in this one-on-one match. Not to lay on the pressure on Matt Hardy or anything, but realistically, yeah, this guy's really got to win this match. He's got to go big or go home. He's either going to look at his 10th ever loss, something that only one superstar has been able to say they've hit the number of, which is CM Punk, formerly of SmackDown fame. So this should be a very interesting situation. If Matt Hardy wins, he gets his 2nd ever shot at the Cruiserweight Championship, which again is something that he could really benefit from. For a guy without the best track record, it's not bad that this could be his 2nd ever opportunity. His first being at TLC, where he faced off against Zack Ryder. Ryder only won the match via roll-up. It wasn't exactly the most favourable outcome for Ryder, but then a majority of his Cruiserweight Championship reign wasn't. Oh, wrong button. I was here pressing L1 and then it was expecting X. So this should be very interesting to see what goes down. 2 people who could definitely use more momentum on their side. Only one that's ever going to get it. Is it going to be Chavo Guerrero? Is it going to be Matt Hardy? One of these 2 is going home with a Cruiserweight title opportunity, guaranteed. It's just that it's either going to be Chavo Guerrero going one-on-one with Zack Ryder at WrestleMania, or Chavo Guerrero is going to have to face Matt Hardy one more time in a triple threat match at WrestleMania, as well as Zack Ryder. Ryder, obviously, I imagine, isn't... What the hell? Isn't feeling too confident at this very point in time after his recent performance on Raw, in which he got dominated by Sheamus. I agree with the voices in my head. Chavo Guerrero going way too hard, way too fast. Don't underestimate Matt Hardy.
So, King, are you ready for that big main event later tonight? That's right. It's going to be a triple threat main event. Just think
It's not going to be a triple threat main event. It's going to be a one-on-one main event. It's putting Ezekiel Jackson up against whoever answers his open challenge. I mean, it could be a person from Raw and SmackDown. There is no rule against that.
What do you think Matt Hardy has to do here, King? Well,
We have confirmation that it'll be someone from SmackDown, but that doesn't mean there won't be someone from Raw as well. Well, right now, Matt Hardy is not looking like the favorable superstar in this match. That is for damn sure.
Hardy from behind. A vicious elbow drop delivered with a lot of force. And he hits the drop kick. What impact.
Matt Hardy is not fighting like a man who wants to go to WrestleMania. He really needs to turn the momentum in his favor. As I said before, it's go big or go home, and right now Matt Hardy is leaning more towards go home. This has been very underwhelming on Hardy's part.
He drops the elbow. What a punch! Matt Hardy reversed it.
Oh. Well, that'll help Chavo.
Seem to have tried everything in their playbook. In a boot to the gut. That elbow did some damage.
Nicely done. Very good move by Matt Hardy. Heads up move by Dolph Ziggler.
Hardy controlling the head. Watch it. That was like a freight train. Chavo mocking his opponent here.
Chavo's just getting a little too carried away. Evidently, this one victory that he earned a couple weeks ago has gotten him a little bit cocky.
We all know about the guts and heart of Matt Hardy. So well documented. Hardy into the tie-up.
It's Matt Hardy that was able to overpower and take control. Okay.
He's got him. Matt Hardy just a bit faster on that exchange. Oh, there it is.
The thing is, it's Matt Hardy showing signs of wear and tear in this match. Chavo Guerrero seems to be doing just fine. Seems to be able to use just about every single part of the ring as a weapon.
Once more.
Now the big elbow, the move of the night, I'd say. This is not looking good for Hardy. Oh, nice! Might be the beginning of a comeback. He's going to need to try pretty hard.
He doesn't know any other way.
Which he's definitely not doing. Uh-oh. Chavo manages to get one. And two. And there it is. All three amigos connecting perfectly. Not looking good for Matt. Frog splash also connects. Really not looking good for Matt. Oh. Well, I suppose that's one way to fight back. Matt Hardy managing to reverse right after a frog splash. Not the frog splash, but he managed to get up pretty quickly after it. That's not bad. Come on, Matt. You really don't want to be the second guy to hit 10 losses. It's not a good track record to carry.
That'll get you some attention. Ah, look at this.
Quite a slow-paced match at this point between Chavo and Matt. Really thought that Chavo had the job done off the frog splash, but Matt Hardy was able to stay in this one at least for a little bit longer. This could be a good move. Suppose it can also be one that's used against Matt.
And he lights up his chest with a chop. Oh, Matt didn't see that one coming.
This match is now beginning to get a lot more competitive between the two of them. Both guys, I think, are starting to really feel like they got something to prove. Perhaps the implication of going to WrestleMania is actually starting to set in for Matt Hardy. And obviously Chavo just knows that he can't go back to losing on the road to WrestleMania. He's got to get that second victory before his big match in just over a week.
And there's the submission hold. Will this do it?
Got that knee held in tight.
The destruction we're seeing.
This guy's just going from one painful move to another.
Matt Hardy always
Oh.
so driven and
Oh, roll through by Matt. This is a favorable outcome of his. Quickly turned around in the corner of Chavo Guerrero. Oh, and just like that, Matt Hardy's WrestleMania dreams are shut down. And on top of that, that is in fact now his 10th loss. Matt Hardy joins that hall. You'd expect people like MVP and Primo in there, but unfortunately there's now 2 people in there. Oh, hang on a second. Well, the Cruiserweight Champion has decided to take exceptional notice of Chavo Guerrero and laid into him with the steel pipe. Well, it's open challenge time once again for this man, the champ.
Contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring, the ECW champion, Ezekiel Jackson.
It should be very interesting to see who accepts this open challenge. So far, it has been accepted by 2 people who definitely have fit the bill for someone that you'd expect to be able to go toe-to-toe with Ezekiel Jackson. But neither was able to get the job done. First of all, we've got the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, who I think was a great first choice to go straight for Ezekiel Jackson. Definitely someone I'd like to see get another opportunity at him down the line where Jackson doesn't attack him from behind. And then second up, last week on ECW, we saw Vance Archer, Mr. Intensity. So between Mr. Intensity and the world's strongest man, what kind of incredible nickname are we going to get next as his challenge? Okay. Definitely not quite the size and stature of the other 2, but this could be interesting.
From Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing 235 pounds, Rob Van Dam.
Obviously, it was Ezekiel Jackson that took the ECW title away from Rob Van Dam's buddy and tag team partner Yoshitatsu, put the man out of commission. We haven't seen Yoshitatsu since the ECW Championship loss. Rob Van Dam has decided to step in on his partner's behalf and perhaps try to take the ECW Championship away. This is a very interesting superstar to answer the challenge. As I say, definitely not the size and stature of a Vance Archer or a Mark Henry, but what he lacks in size, he makes up for in incredible in-ring talent. This might be someone that can really bring Ezekiel Jackson to his limits in a completely different way to what we're used to. Jackson went for that quick run-in attack that he always does at the start of his matches, and Van Dam had it scouted. And already, the ECW champion has been grounded, which is really a lot more than some people could say. I take it he doesn't do springboards either. Okay, that's cool. Who does? Who even likes springboards? Van Dam waiting for Jackson to get up. A big jumping kick to the face, and tell you what, Rob Van Dam is on fire. Seems to have really thrown Ezekiel Jackson off of his game.
Rob Van Dam's extremely athletic, extremely fast.
Just knocking Jackson left and right with one big kick after another. This is really not looking like Jackson's night. I don't know what it is about Rob Van Dam, but it has shaken this the champion to his core, evidently.
Down on the head.
Van Dam going to try and lift Jackson. Oh, he got him. Big suplex into the cover. This would be an incredibly fast victory. No such luck. Man, that would have been an incredible outcome. Just this sudden victory over Ezekiel Jackson and Rob Van Dam punching in that WrestleMania ticket. Tell you what, he's definitely showing his stuff very early on in this one. Ezekiel Jackson has not been challenged like this yet. He just keeps using those feet to his advantage. I think the thing is, Ezekiel Jackson, he almost expects that powerhouse. He expects that battle of strength, and that's where he really favors. But someone that's working the legs, that's using the legs, someone like Rob Van Dam, who's more about his core strength than he is about his upper body physical strength, I think that's just really thrown Ezekiel Jackson off of his game.
What diabolical things are going through that mind right now?
When you get in control like this, you want to throw everything at your opponent. That could be what we're seeing here.
This is a very unusual matchup.
Into the headlock.
And as I say, I think Ezekiel Jackson's very aware of that, and I think he's kind of cracking under the pressure a little bit. Rob Van Dam is actually having a moment to himself in the ring.
Again, this is our main event of the evening.
There you go. There's that Ezekiel Jackson bear-like offense. Uh-oh. Well, it's nice knowing you, Rob. You were doing good at the start. Perhaps he was just being led to believe he was doing good. It's all about staying airborne with Rob Van Dam, I'm noticing. That speed, that's his advantage. That, on the other hand, is a man getting flattened.
Before his departure in 2007, Rob Van Dam had an extremely decorated career in WWE.
Very interested in seeing where this match is going. Right now, I think we may have found Ezekiel Jackson's WrestleMania opponent. Rob Van Dam connects with the Rolling Thunder on top, and now onto the top rope. This could be all it takes. Frog Splash, which he did get all of on Ezekiel Jackson, going in for the cover. This might be Jackson's first loss as champion. And just like that, Ezekiel Jackson has lost his first match since winning the ECW title. Rob Van Dam has gotten that bit of retribution for his buddy Yoshitatsu. And at WrestleMania, Rob Van Dam will be challenging for the ECW championship. It is confirmed. And he's showing a bit of respect to Jackson. He was the better man, the bigger man. He shows that respect, saying Jackson did a good job, but Jackson wants none of it. The ECW champion will see that man, Rob Van Dam, at WrestleMania. Well, there you go. That's another episode of ECW. Done and dusted. It's just CM Punk City up in here. We got the music, we got the picture. The only thing we don't have is the guy. Okay, SmackDown rankings. Let's have a look here, shall we? Well, there wouldn't be anything to do with the women or the tag. Nothing. No change. Raw, though. Those are all from Raw. And that's from Raw. So this week's ECW did nothing for the rankings. Okay, so what is it saying we've got for SmackDown? Rob Van Dam versus Vance Archer? Well, that makes no sense. He was just on ECW. Luke Gallows versus Vladimir Kozlov. Luke Gallows will be in competition, but not against Vladimir Kozlov. DX versus Shomiz. No. And Yoshitatsu versus Cody. What a main event on the second SmackDown before WrestleMania. What a way to build up WrestleMania that is. Absolutely. We'll be back next time with SmackDown. Bye.